Gilo Papadano has arrived in the chat. He's talking about Tom's boy. Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I think it was Robert Kraft because he kept a good team around Brady all those years. Would Brady have been the GOAT on other NFL teams? You know what? That's a really good we that's a
Let's do it.
conversation we're gonna have to have.
Do it right now.
You want to do it right now?
Let's do it.
Okay. You know what?
Woody,
Would
Colin,
Tom Brady
we'll kick it. We'll kick it off. Go ahead.
ah, because listen, Tom Brady had a lot of things go right for him. Now, was he a phenomenal player? Of course he was. He is the greatest player of all time. A lot of that has to do with the position that he was put in. He got put with Bill Belichick, who again was a defensive guru, defensive genius, and a lot of those defenses were fantastic that he played with. He also got put in a lot of situations in which he got weapons around him. Um, and yes, he did, Tone. Yes.
He
Now,
did.
would those weapons have been as good as they
I'm
were
like,
with
those
Tom Brady?
weapons came and went to other locations where they weren't quite weapons.
True. That is very true. But some of them came over as weapons. Randy Moss.
Randy
Yeah, and he
Moss,
had
Wes
one of the
Welker, Julian
greatest
Edelman,
seasons of
Rob
his career.
Gronkowski.
But I will say the guys that were drafted to New England, I don't think. Okay, Rob Gronkowski, I think could have went anywhere and been good. Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, the same thing. Not as much as Gronk, but I think Julian Edelman could have went somewhere else and have been successful. Danny Amendola, not as much. Not let's just be honest, not as much.
Not as much.
Uh I don't know. I like if Tom Brady had been drafted to, you know what? Let's use the Arizona Cardinals, for example. If Tom Brady was drafted to the Arizona Cardinals, I don't think he's the GOAT. I don't think he wins
And he
six
has
rings.
Larry Fitzgerald. It would have been
Dis-
nasty.
Disrespectful.
That
Would
would
have
have
been
been fun to watch.
nasty.
That would have been fun to watch. But I don't
I,
know.
I, I look at the quarterbacks that were in the same, I guess, room and conversation before he became the GOAT. The Aaron Rodgers, the Peyton Mannings. If you give him the weapons that those guys had, Tom Brady's still, in my eyes, he's a better performer, especially in the playoffs. It's like he turns it up a notch. Peyton Manning used to be a shell of himself in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is arguably the greatest quarterback of that generation, like performance wise, the ability to throw the football, kind of like what Patty is able to do now. It's just that he gets in the way of his own success many times, to where he messes up within the locker room or an interview, or literally right before the playoffs, he says something that turns up the rivals a little bit, to where Tom Brady was a mind. He wasn't the phenomenal athlete that some of those other guys were, but he had the mind and the wherewithal to even take less money to make sure he had the best offensive line in the conference. And so those are the small details that enabled him to become the GOAT. It was almost more than just the way he performed on the football field.
I'll say this because I just I don't know if Brady would be the GOAT uh, if it were not for the things that he had around him, in particular, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. I mean, when you look over the years of Brady's tenure on the Patriots, they had so many phenomenal defenses, top one, top two, top three, top five defenses year in and year out. And I think that played a lot towards his success because then he could just be on the field more and be Tom Brady. I'm not going to say that on any other teams he wouldn't be Tom Brady because I still think he would. But I think that Robert Kraft's ability to find players and put them on the defense and make them a competent unit just based off of what he's seeing in talent, I think is second to none, really. I mean, even now, they're a really good defensive unit, and he goes out and finds pieces. Just don't know if Brady would be in the position where he's at, because a lot of us consider him the GOAT, myself
Mhm.
included,
Yep.
because he was able to win so much. And I don't think that if he had that to build the defense, I don't know if they win as much as they do. Do they make the playoffs year in and year out? Yeah, I believe so. But do they win as many Super Bowls without it? I don't know. And it's going to be, that's a good what if question, because at the end of the day, we'll never know. We
He
will
did
never
win.
know this
He went.
question.
He won on another team as well.
He did.
He
And
did, but that was
they
after.
also had a phenomenal defense. Like
That was a great defense.
they had a great defense with a
Mhm.
lot of young pieces. And so I think the thing is that he could make do with, again, this word is probably wrong, but lesser weapons, because Julian Edelman wasn't the best receiver in the league. Danny Amendola wasn't the best in the league. Randy Moss was, but we're gonna skip past that for a second. And even in Tampa, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin aren't considered the like cream of the crop in terms of receiving, and yet he still made all of those guys really good. So I think that Tom Brady has this level of greatness to where he can enhance the offense, but I think without the defense building that Robert Kraft gives you, I don't think he wins as much as we think he would.
But isn't that like the key? Like when I look at Roethlisberger, when I look at uh, these other quarterbacks who have gotten it done, they've often had stellar defense to get them where they needed to be, and then they got to get them over the hump.
Before I
And
respond,
Manning when he went to the Broncos,
true. You
like
wanna hear something that's gonna piss a lot of people off? Tom Brady, if he didn't go to the Patriots, is a better version of Philip Rivers.
and Philip Rivers, I think he could have won championships if he had a better defense.
Exactly.
So what's the
Exactly my
problem?
point.
If Philip Rivers is a problem, like we
He was a
all
problem.
know,
He absolutely was a problem. The thing is, Philip Rivers was in the playoffs year in, year out, and he got his team to the playoffs. He didn't have enough to carry his team over that mountain.
I feel like this all goes back to my first statement. Is sometimes the things that make you the GOAT aren't the way you perform on the field. Tom Brady would take less money to make sure it was divvied up in other ways, and he
True.
did it often.
100%. And so, I mean, but Tone, when you talk about the guys who won without elite defenses, or with elite defenses, it wasn't always the case. Drew Brees, that defense was good, wasn't elite. They had some guys over there for sure.
How many did he win?
One.
One.
Peyton Manning?
We're not talking about him as the GOAT.
No. But I mean, Peyton Manning, Broncos defense was elite. That Colts defense it wasn't one of the best. Like some of these teams, and even when
right once, twice a day.
see, there you go. But that's and you know what? See, Papa Dano agrees with me. Did he agree with y'all? No, I don't think so.
I did it. I agree with you. I think that's a great comparison. But I also think that again, there are small things that Tommy did. Like when you hear about what's up, Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, T Sizzle.
He spoke to how Tommy would know so many of their plays that it was insane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they said that Tom Brady was a studier, which some of these quarterbacks are not.
That's the thing, and that's why I specifically use Phillip Rivers, because Phillip Rivers was another one of those guys, and you saw it on display and when he came back in this little run that he had with the Colts. But like above, like shoulders and above, there's very few better than Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady. I'll throw Drew Brees in there. I'll throw Peyton Manning in there. As much as I love Patrick Mahomes, a lot of the things that he does that are spectacular is the physical part of the football game. Now, does he study and watch film? Of course he does. He wouldn't be able to win championships without. But when you talk about just the pure genius of studying defenses and being able to counter those defenses, there are very few better than Brady, Manning, Rivers, and
AR. I might put
Brady.
AR in his prime in there.
AR, yeah, AR is a good one. It's a good one.
Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback to touch a field.
Yeah, that's hard to argue, man.
I might go Mahomes.
When it comes to purely throwing the football, I don't think that there is any better than Aaron Rodgers in terms of talent.
I have to in his prime, and
it's
key that part in there in his prime.
I've seen Patrick Mahomes throw a football 25 yards when his body is parallel to the ground. Now, again, I'm not mad that you're saying Aaron Rodgers, because some of the throws that I've seen Aaron Rodgers make is absolutely ridiculous. But I've seen Patrick Mahomes do some irregular, because again, that I don't want to keep going to that specific example, but I've seen Patrick Mahomes body was like this to the ground and threw the ball 25 yards and should have been a touchdown if Travis Kelce didn't have bricks for hands. So, but you know, I don't mind admitting
that alone. Yep.
I also don't mind admitting when I thought Papa Dano was agreeing with me, and he agreed with what Lo said. So, I'm just gonna take that and throw it in the negative category.
Gotta find my way to you, even though you're next to